And then all of a sudden, wow, you're everywhere with one piece of content.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
I think one thing that some people think about is like, okay, well, you've got a nice setup, you've got audio, you've got lighting. Like, I don't have any of that shit. Now, one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is because, like, I don't either. I mean, I've got a giant chandelier and I've got a deer head behind me for those that are watching on YouTube. I mean, but I don't have lighting. I've got a set, yeah. But like, for all my recording, when I've done, say, ads or any other content, I literally just use my iPhone.
Yeah.
I go outside like today, it's a bit windy, but it's actually really good sun. And like, especially for short content, like short content for those that aren't aware is for your mobile mainly, right? Most people watch it on their phone. So recording it on your phone will record it in the correct resolution, which means that you don't have to edit like sizings or formats. You can literally record on your phone and you upload and it'll be optimized for those platforms like TikTok. I mean, short content right now is huge. Like, it's out of everything is getting pushed the most because as of this very second, TikTok has blown up over the last year or two. And YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, same company, are trying to catch up, are trying to like take some of their market share by doing shorts, by doing the reels and all that other stuff to basically pull people back from TikTok. So what we've seen, in fact, me and Peter have discussed this about doing YouTube content, and like all these podcasts and everything go on YouTube as well. That's why we record them so everyone can see what's going on too, which is great. But also doing like specific short content is like, you got to realize this is like 30-second content. We're not going and sitting down for half an hour doing loads of shoots. Like, you're talking about picking up your phone, hitting record, and it can be organic. I'm not sure whether you agree. I would love some feedback on this, but a lot of people overcomplicate stuff. They're like, it's got to be perfect, right? I've got to make it exactly right. I'm the opposite of this. I would rather put something out for no other word that's kind of shit, even though it might not be, just so it's out. And because mentally I'm overcoming a barrier. If no one watches it, it doesn't matter. It's for me to kind of prove to myself that I'm doing it. And trust me, when I can go back 2-3 years ago when I was making videos, doing Facebook lives and all that. And it was, it was different. I was far less confident on camera. The only way, unless you just naturally have it, you get better is by doing it. Like, there is no shortcut. You've just got to start doing it. And like, for example, here's a prime example. I don't mind doing this stuff. When I'm here, I've got my laptop and I'm chatting. I quite enjoy it, if anything, actually. But I'm just not a fan. Like, you will never see me in the street pick up my phone and record a video around people. It'll never happen. Peter, on the other hand, that's where he lives. He'll be walking down, he's doing Instagram stories, and there's people walking past. Now I'm like, do you just not, like, does that not bother you that like other people are like, this guy's over there is just fucking talking to his phone? I'm just not a big fan, but I like doing this style of content, right? So I'm not against content. I know a lot of people are, but I'm kind of a proponent for just get it done. So when I do my shorts, which I've actually got planned out, I've got a walk that I do. I kind of live in the middle of a big park, basically. So there's not a lot of people here anyway, but there's a lot of rolling hills, grass fields and animals and all that stuff. So for me, like, and I used to live in New York, so there's loads of parks there too, that I could walk around with my phone and create the short content on. And it's kind of just me doing my thing, which is exactly what I do. I actually used to live opposite Prospect Park in New York, and I used to be there all the time. And I think, I don't want people to go like, hi, me, I haven't got any of that shit. It's like, no, listen, you just need your phone. Just pick up your phone. It doesn't need to be an iPhone, a smartphone. It could be an old camera you've got. You just got to start doing it. And, for those that haven't done it before, R&D, whose is that, Tom Ferry or Mike Ferry, whichever one, who actually kind of coined it. But it's like rip off and duplicate, which is just find some other people's content for now. They talk about how they got, one strategy to get a listing next week, and just make that, and just start. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, come at different hurdles at each point. So where you're at now, you take a lot of feedback, I'm guessing, from your audience, because the audience is so big now that they can actually give you meaningful feedback where you're like, okay, well, 50 people have said they want this video. And that's great because you're like, okay, I'll go and make that. When previously, when you started, you didn't have that. You just had what other people were doing, right?
Right. Well, something else that, you're absolutely right. You don't need to have a $5,000 camera. You've got a phone, right? Most phone, unless you have a Razor, which if you do, sorry, but you have everything that you need. So from the phone perspective, that's not the issue. The easiest way to get started is just to have somebody, doesn't even need to be a client, but just have somebody ask you a question. What is the option period? What is earnest money? Do I get my earnest money back? You're answering this question to your clients. 99% of the agents know that. That 1% are agents that are about to learn that. So you as a real estate professional, you have the answers because you're saying that in real time to real buyers, in real time to real sellers. You're addressing these questions. We don't need to be paralyzed when you're looking at a camera. I was paralyzed when I looked at a camera. And to your point, those reps are really how you're going to overcome that. But if you couldn't be bothered or don't care about brainstorming, optimizing, scripting, don't be bothered. That's just the way that I do it. Now, it's the way that a lot of other companies do it. Again, Hollywood does this. They call it something different, but everybody's going to go through that. So if you want to not worry about the brainstorm, not worry about the optimization, not worry about the scripting, have somebody ask you just a question. What do I need to know when I'm buying a house? What do I need to know when I'm selling a house? How do I prepare my house to sell? And just answer the question. And that works incredibly well in short form, regardless of the platform that you're on, whether that's TikTok, whether that's all the stories. You can do stories for LinkedIn, stories for Facebook, stories for Instagram. You can do, in terms of short form, you can do YouTube Shorts, you can do IG Reels, you can do TikTok. So that one video goes across all of your platforms, and then all of a sudden, wow, you're everywhere with one piece of content.
Yeah, amazing.
Creating that ultimate leverage, right?
100%.
So you don't have to do something different for every platform. You just have to adapt it to the platform for the scalability and the leverage that you're looking to build.
100%. People are surprised how little I work. People always reach out like, oh, I can't believe I'm talking to you. And I can't, I know you're busy. It's like, oh, you'd be surprised. So whenever I make a video, so you make a video, let's call it 8 minutes. Somewhere along those lines, you're going to say something impactful, or else you wouldn't be making that video. I hope you're making that video. You're going to say something impactful. You can just chop it up. You can just make a little clip off of it. That can be anywhere from 15 seconds to, let's call it 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So there's your second piece of content. It's just the straight cut. Now, we understand to your point that there's the dimensions when it comes to the short form. Well, you can still use that same piece of footage, but now you need to adjust the dimensions. Now you need to go 1080 by 1920, I believe is the dimensions. Well, now you clip, it could be the exact same thing, but I suggest you clip another part of the video and you make it a vertical. So you make it a short form video that you can now put in your IG Reels, in your TikTok and all that stuff. So now you have 3 pieces of content. Number 4, again, you're going to say something insightful that you're even going to be surprising yourself. So you just take an image of yourself. It can be just a snapshot of the video itself, and you quote yourself. I call it the quote image. I don't know if that's the way that people call it, but that's what I call it whenever I send it over to my VAs. So they just put something what I deem to be impactful and just quote myself, and I put an image for that personal branding. So there you have 4 pieces of content. So the 5th part, I send it over to my article writer, and she'll make a blog out of it. Now you can download it and have it transcribed. I think it reads very clunky. I have a very good article writer. She does my blogs, my sales copy, my bios for all the agents and all that fun stuff. So her entire is writing. That's her gift, and she's amazing at it. So she'll just make a blog out of the structure that I already have. So she gets the video itself, and then she also gets the notes along with my Trello card, so she knows what to write about. So there you have 5 pieces of content from the same work that you did.
Yeah.
Just from the same work. So there you're repurposing content, and it makes it so much easier as opposed to coming up, what's next? Well, no, you just need to be better at distributing your message already.
100%. So I actually learned this years ago from a guy. He's from the e-commerce space, which is where I spend a lot of my time, but it's a guy called Stephen Black. And he kind of coined this thing called tiger hunting. I don't know why he called it that. It doesn't really make any difference. But it was basically, his premise was you can make, I forget how many long form videos, but it was like, say, 3 a month. And you could, I can't remember the exact numbers, so don't quote me on it. But it was basically, he was like, then this is the breakdown. And it basically worked out you could make 800 bits of content in different formats for different platforms, for different quotes was a big one for him. Was like pull a little bit, you make short videos, you can make quotes, you can make infographics, you can do all this, and you can distribute on different platforms, easily. So for example, Pinterest, if you were going to choose that for whatever reason, like love like infographics and stuff like that on there, you know. There's a company I really wish I could tell everyone. It's called something like Fulvia or something like that. I got told about this a long time ago, and they do this exact process. It's not that cheap though, but you literally submit to them a video, a bit of content, and then they, depending on the plan you pay for, will actually chop it up, make infographics, make storyboards, do everything, and give it back to you. And then you've got it all sorted. So there is, for everyone listening, obviously different money. It's like you can just start on your phone. I actually like the idea of Boss Red is awesome. I love that. And it's like, but
it's so simple and easy to remember too.
Super simple. And then the thing is like, if people are going to be like, oh no, I can't do all this rubbish, and the kind of that's negative self-talk, it's like, what questions have you ever been asked? The question you asked today, pick up your phone, record it, post it. You have no excuses. Oh, I didn't optimize it. I was looking, because I just know there's some people listening to this being like, oh, how do I know if the title's optimized? It's like, just the first thing you need to get over is just making the content and pushing it out. Like if no one watches it, it doesn't matter. Like you're overcoming certain things. Like it's not about them right now. It's kind of about you. And it's 100%. Pushing through your limiting beliefs on this. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.